This lesson is about stair layout. You can't possibly build a set of stairs that meet building code requirements without an accurate stair layout. In this video, I'll walk you through the steps of what's involved in laying out a simple, straight, single flight set of stairs. Let's get to it. We need the numbers from your stair calculation that we did previously, and those numbers we checked that they are staying well within the BC building code requirements. That's good. So let's put those numbers and that theory to 3D and lay them out on a piece of lumber. In the stair calculation, we started with a total rise and total run, and we ended up with 4 other numbers. In this example here, in the following slides, I'm going to use 6 3/8 for unit rise and 11 for unit run. The building code, besides unit rise and unit run, it deals extensively with stair materials, the stair stringers, threads, landings, handrails, fasteners to be used, and the dimensions of everything. You can't just build a set of stairs into any size you feel like on a Tuesday morning. I have a couple of deterrent examples. What happens when building code is not adhered to? The building code is not a suggestion book. It's there for everyone's safety. Obviously, the stairs are a major point of tripping and falling, so we want uniform rises and runs. Here, the builders did build originally uniform runs and rises, but then the sidewalk in the foreground here settled, so that's how this first step, this 1.5-inch step, got created. It needs to be fixed by raising the sidewalk back to original height, because stairs can't have a mini step and then everything is, 6-inch risers, whatever. This is a public set of stairs. Now this masterpiece here is obviously rotting away happily. Stairs cannot be in contact with the ground. The materials, how you place them, how you build a set of stairs is in the building code. You can't just build anything. Again, you can't just build anything. Uniform risers and runs. Look at it. The first step here is again 2 inches or something, and then 6, 6, 6, 6, because they don't know how to make a set of stairs. As well, there's no handrail or guardrail here, and also from this flight here coming up to this landing, this step here, if you can see, this is unacceptable. This is not how you build. This board should be at the edge here all the way out. So this riser here is a uniform single step, not up a little bit and then a little bit of run and up a little more and then the top of the landing. This is not happening. And of course, you're not putting one set of stairs on top of another set of stairs without a landing in between. So, back to stair stringers. This is how a layout looks like on a stair stringer, whose depth is well within building code. I used 6 3/8 here for rise and 11 here. You can see that a 2x4 here is not okay. You cannot draw this shape out on a 2x4. The 2x4 is not deep enough in this direction. The thread materials and hanger board material is also in the building code, as well as on the laid out here on the stair stringer. You can see the details of it. I'll walk you through what's what. We're going to talk about the layout tools, specifically the stair gauge, how to use it with the framing square to keep those risers and runs uniform. And then we're going to talk about, again, this hanger board shortening and this bottom first riser shortening, and the wood defects and checks and cracks and wood knots. So the wood knots, you might need to shift the entire layout on a board to land the defects in the wood in the cutaway material. Okay, so here's the mental map of what's involved here. Obviously, the red one is the outline of the lumber, the blue is the stair stringer, and I drew this on a graphing paper because I wanted to emphasize the fact that we're talking about right angle triangles here. this blue line here and this other horizontal blue line here form a right angle triangle here, and this is the hypotenuse of that right angle triangle. And that's important because within this right angle triangle is your whole stair stringer, this blue. So for your learning, you're going to need to number the stair stringers. No, you're going to need to number the risers on the stair stringer. You're going to need to show how the landings edge meets the stair stringer and how and where the last riser is going to be formed. You're going to need to have a piece of lumber with a solid edge because this is your working edge with working points on it, and you're going to be working with the framing square and the stair gauges along this edge here. You're going to need to put X's or mark clearly the amount of material that's going to get cut away, because this plumb cut is going to come through here, and there's going to be a level cut here, and again at the lower ending of the board here, these X's show that shortening. So this is how the finished product looks like. Again, number the risers, show this landing on your layout, put X's on everything that gets cut away, show the level cut, show the plumb cut, and have a board with a solid edge for your working points. Tools needed, very, very simple. Hammer, nail, tape measure. You don't need a combination square, you just need very few things. So let me show you a couple of key things about stair gauges. And these are the stair gauges. It's got a thumb screw on it, and it clamps on the edge of the framing square. So this one is clamped to 6 3/8 correctly, where the edge of the stair gauge lines up with the midline of the stamped in mark for the 6 3/8 mark here. These two other examples are inaccurate placements. This one is overshot, this one is undershot, because here the edge of the stair gauge covers the entire width of the stamped in mark, and this one is moved a little bit past, behind or beyond the entire mark for 6 3/8. So where you put the stair gauges will be very important to produce uniform risers and runs. And I want to point out that the framing square is graduated in 1/8 of an inch, and you need to find 11/16 on a ruler that has 8s on it, so do your best. When you draw your pencil lines out and you bunny hop from your pencil line, so you go off from your previous pencil lines, if the stair gauge's edge is not correctly lining up with the pencil line, you're just introducing an error into your layout, and your risers and runs will not be uniform, will be off. So this is how it's done when the edge of the stair gauge lines up perfectly with the previously made pencil line. So all this is important to follow these layout steps. You're going to find a nice piece of lumber without cracks and knots ideally. You have to lay out your first unit rise and first unit run somewhere on it where you avoid the defects in the lumber. You're going to put the one nail here at the first corner where the first riser and run here meets the board's edge. And from this point on, this working point on, you need to lay out your total bridge along the board's edge. Once you laid out your total bridge, you need to bunny hop your framing square and lay out the rest of the unit risers and runs while staying within the total bridge marks, the first one and the last one. I'm going to show you in the shop how to shorten the last run by the thickness of the hanger material and how to shorten the first run by the thickness of the thread material. And then we'll mark everything with X's that is to be cut away. So copy these 8 steps out into your notebooks. And this is important. This is what gets done in the shop shortly. I'm going to give you a demo out there with the tools, framing square, stair gauges, everything. Once the material is marked, then the stringers can be cut out looking like this, and then we can put the threads on it, and ta-da, it's gonna be finished.